जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय नित्यानंद
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद
चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद
जय चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद
चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद
श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We're reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 5, the activities of Sakshi Gopal. And we are in text 24. So, what were we reading yesterday? The Brahmana, young Brahmana, is telling the senior Brahmana, when the senior Brahmana told the young Brahmana that I want to give you my daughter in marriage, the young Brahmana said, why are you speaking something which is not possible? That so that we discussed already. Why are you you are a very aristocratic, you are from a very aristocratic family and highly learned and very wealthy, and I'm just the opposite. There is absolutely no aristocracy. I'm not from, my family is a very common unknown family, and I'm very poor, and I don't even have decent education. So how can there be? Uh, I'm not a fit recipient for this charity, for this kanyadan which you want to give. Then also he said that whatever service I rendered to you, I just did it to please Krishna. I did it only to please Krishna. When we serve Brahmanas, Krishna is very pleased. And if Krishna is pleased, what happens? Our bhakti will increase. Right? The opulence of our bhakti will increase. That's why I did it. I didn't do it expecting anything else like that. So, on that, yesterday we were reading the purport of Srila Prabhupada that uh, marriage, right? Uh, whatever pleases Krishna, that's what is the concern of a devotee. So, in this case, this young Brahmana was serving the senior Brahmana because it pleased Krishna, that's all. So, Srila Prabhupada was quoting his spiritual master Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being a sannyasi, he took pleasure in hearing about this marriage affair of this young Brahmana and how he went to the Lord. Of course, this is all the pastime of Sakshi Gopal, but still, most of it is we are reading about this Brahman. So, what is the theme? Why did this Brahmana even go to the deity? So, and Mahaprabhu being a sannyasi, he is taking great relish in hearing this pastime. Why? Right? So, because it's related to Krishna. It's related to Krishna and related to his devotee. So Mahaprabhu himself is. So how do you judge whether your activity is good or not? Phalena parichiyate. Phalena parichiyate means you will know whether the activity is good or not by its result. Hmm? So, uh, so what is the result for us from any activity? Krishna's pleasure. Samsiddhir Hari Toshanam. Hari Toshanam means satisfaction, pleasure. So if Hari is pleased, then that activity is perfect. Yeah. So therefore, they don't consider morally it is good or bad or not. If Krishna is pleased, now who will know if Krishna is pleased or not? Can a you know a non-devotee understand if Krishna is pleased by a certain activity or not? There's no way he can understand. First of all, you should be able to understand. So for that, you should be such an advanced devotee who's able to see, is Krishna pleased by this activity or not? And then the other thing is, if you are not able to see, at least you should be following a person who is able to see, who is able to see Krishna, who is able to understand Krishna, and the spiritual master. And then, of course, there's always you can check Sadhu, Guru, Shastra, right? Previous acharyas have done that, right? In this world, it may not be considered right, but previous great devotees have done it, sadhus, and we have examples from Shastra, and the spiritual master is also confirming it that this activity is going to please Krishna, then you go ahead with that, like that. Uh, but the perfection of any activity that we do is Krishna pleased or not? That's all. Even if it appears like you're following some dharma, material dharma, let's say, there are duties for brahmanas, duties for kshatriyas, vaishyas, shudras, brahmacharis, grihasthas, vanaprasthas, sannyas, duties for women, right? In the seventh canto, Narad Muni is explaining the duties for each of these groups. Now you're doing your duties very nicely. Now, simply doing the duty is not sufficient. That's good. Doing the dharma, following your dharma is good. But why you're following a dharma is more important. Why you're doing what you're doing is more important. Right? People can be following their dharma because this will not give me sin and I won't have to go to hell. That may be one idea. That's not the highest idea though. It's good, but it's not the best. The best is whatever activity I do. And by the way, when I said we don't even consider good or bad, we simply see if Krishna is pleased. Why will Krishna be pleased if we did bad activities? Right? So that's a very rare, exceptional cases, maybe somewhere, right? Like Krishna is telling Yudhishthir Maharaj, right? You tell a lie. So there, if you consider, no, dharma is we should never lie. So now I will not lie. What is a higher, which has a higher weight? Krishna's words has a higher weight. And sometimes even when Krishna tells something, he may be testing you, right? In Arjun's case, when Ashwathama killed the 5 sons and he was running away, and Arjun and Krishna went chasing after Ashwathama and brought him back. And there, Krishna told Arjun, "You should kill Ashwathama. He killed your sleeping sons. He's such a abominable, degraded Brahmabandhu. He's not even a Brahmana, right? He killed sleeping sons." And then Bhimsen also said, yes, you should kill him. Draupadi said, no, you should not kill. He's the son of your guru. And Yudhishthir Maharaj and everyone else said, no, don't kill. Now Arjun is in a dilemma. You will see that Krishna is saying that you should do. Still, Arjun didn't kill. He went against Krishna's words, isn't it? So, did he please Krishna or not? He
It's
actually
not
pleased.
nice. But it is not nice, no?
It pleased Krishna.
But to defend this, I'm saying Sarvadharman Parityacha Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Okay. So if we follow that, then whatever Krishna is saying, I will do. So in the battlefield also, those are the excuses only Arjuna was giving, that this is dharma, this, that, all those things. But then Krishna ultimately convinced him, saying that if I am telling you that is the ultimate, leave all the dharma, then how can you say that is one point. Secondly, the traffic signal, remember the
Yeah,
example,
correct.
the
Yes,
traffic signal we have to maintain, but if in special cases when a policeman will come and stop and say no, go in that route, we have to go. So
absolutely.
exact. So how
Very
come,
good.
how you are saying this is, I am totally not in favor of this.
Bewildered.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a, you know, when the relationship is very intimate, the opposite person may be something contradictory, but the person may have the opposite thing in the heart. When you have a very intimate relationship, you can understand exactly what he wants you to do, although he's saying something different. But for you to be able to understand that and still act in a way which will please the beloved, you should have that intimate, the wavelengths should match so well that externally he may be saying something, but in your heart of hearts, he doesn't want you to do that. He wants you to do something else. That intimacy has to be there. Now, someone who's not so intimate, he's from, just, like there's that formality, a lot of formality. That person does not understand what is the best course for that person. Do what you're told. You see, there's devotees, first class, second class, third class devotee. Srila Prabhupada says, yeah. Third class devotee is he that you're told to do something and he'll think, oh, this example, Sri Prabhupada says, like Guru tells the disciple, give me a glass of water. And the disciple thinks, a glass of water. Okay, I think milk is more opulent than water. I will give my Guru milk and he'll give milk. And the Guru is like, I asked you for water, right? So he will not even do what the Guru is asking him to do. Forget about understanding what is in the heart of the Guru. So in that case, second class devotee is, if you don't understand, like you don't have access to the heart of the Guru, what exactly he's thinking, how you will understand what is in the heart of the Guru when he reveals it, how he will reveal it? By your sincere service, by your sincere devotional service. When the Guru is pleased, you will, in any relationship actually, right? When you are very much committed to that relationship, you're ready to take any sacrifices, you can actually feel the vibration, what the other person wants, and you'll act accordingly. Hmm? But if you don't have that, then the second best would be at least do what you're told to do. So if the Guru says, give me water, he'll just give a glass of water. Now, first class devotee may understand, my Guru is just now coming from hot sun outside walking, is asking for a glass of water. If I gave him cool, like buttermilk or something, that might be better. So he may give that. But that is when you understand the Guru's heart. For third class devotee and first class devotee are not the same. First class devotee actually understands the intention of the Guru, and sometimes even if he says something, he'll do the opposite just to please. I'll give you one more example. Uh, you know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they were sitting, and Murari Gupta, he came. So first he offered obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he came and offered obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu. Uh, anyway, let's not get diverted now. It's okay. So the point is, you got the point. So in this case, yes, Sarvadharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja. But what is that Sharanam Raja? What is that Sharanam? What is that surrender? You do what I'm telling you, That's good. But when the relationship is intimate, you do what pleases the Lord. Just like the gopis chastising Krishna, right? They chastise Krishna because they know Krishna takes pleasure. Externally, it appears like they're arguing and, but actually, it's giving so much pleasure to Krishna. But this should not be imitated by neophyte devotees or devotees who are on a lower level. It's better to, it's very important for us to be truthful about where we are. We cannot pretend like, I also know what Krishna wants. You're getting the point.
Yes, yes, I understand, Mataji, and it's not to worry for us because we are not in that level. I am not in that level, but I understand, like a mother and a child, when we have
Yeah,
that intimate relationship, even
yeah,
sarcastically, when I, like I'm talking about my daughter, when she will ask, keep on asking, can I play, can I play, can I play, I'll get exasperated and I'll say, okay, fine, go play. Then she will understand by looking at me that I don't mean that you go and play. It's that if
right,
you go and play, you will find the reaction later on. Then
right.
she will not do it. Yeah, that's how.
Yes,
Yes, I
like that.
understand. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. So we were saying that I forgot why we were discussing this. Um, e- e- what was the context that we were discussing this part about? Even though Krishna says, yeah, yeah, got the point. So about dharma, right? Here, normally, sannyasis, they have nothing to do with, you know, family affairs and all these things. But if it pleases Krishna, then they will do it. Then they will do it. So following dharma, right? So Srila Prabhupada is giving his own example how he arranged for marriages. He took part in marriages of his disciples. Why? The goal is by giving them that support, because some people need that situation, that marriage situation, that stability for them to function nicely and render devotional service. So Srila Prabhupada arranged for that. Otherwise, they were just living like, you know, boyfriend and girlfriend, which is sinful. If you're committing sinful activities, how you can expect to progress in devotional service? If you're a full-time brahmachari, and that's a different thing. But if you're having illicit sex means outside of marriage, then how you can expect to progress in bhakti? You cannot. So then for them, he got them married. He personally got them married. He became the priest and he got them married personally. So some people criticize Srila Prabhupada, being a sannyasi, you're doing this, what is this? But for a higher purpose. If Krishna is pleased, then that activity is perfect. So even though it appears like it is against, dharma is given by the Lord, Shastra is the Lord's word, right? And in Shastra, this is forbidden for a sannyasi to take part in marriages, so on and so forth. But still, Srila Prabhupada did it. Now, does it mean that he's saying that all sannyasis should now start attending weddings and performing marriages? No, that was an emergency situation. It was required at that time. If you have a qualified grihastha priest who can do it, a sannyasi has to do it. Now it's a totally, the circumstance was completely different. So Srila Prabhupada would personally arrange. But the point here is the perfection of any activity is in the pleasure of the Lord. That is the point. So if by bringing people to Krishna consciousness, helping them to progress in bhakti, if one does and if one activity is helping in that, then Krishna is pleased. Krishna is very pleased like that. So for a devotee, whatever activity we do, whether we are following the dharma, the purpose of following the dharma is to please Krishna. And in rare cases, sometimes you are even going against what is given in the scripture as dharma, like we gave some examples, then that is also for the pleasure of Krishna. But you have to get that confirmation that this is actually going to please Krishna. That's not a general rule. General rule is you follow dharma as it is given in the scripture, and that will please Krishna. But For those, who are very intimate devotees, very advanced devotees, sometimes Krishna will test. Like in Jagannath pastimes also you will see, if you hear the stories, Jagannath is telling one devotee, let's go steal that jackfruit. So, and then he'll go and he'll steal, together they go, and then this devotee steals the jackfruit, the king's, from the king's garden. And there's all these guards. In the night they go and he steals, and then uh, after he steals it, Jagannath disappears from there. But he did it. Why did he? So, stealing is not a good activity, but still he did it. Why he did it? Because the Lord wanted it. It would please the Lord, so he did it. So that these are exceptional, rare cases. And whenever the Lord does that, he's not an ordinary person. He's not doing it to put the person in trouble. Even if he does, he actually puts his devotees in trouble, but in the end, only to glorify his devotees. So that's very exceptional cases. We cannot quote exceptional cases as a general rule and follow that. We cannot do that. Oh, because Jagannath said that to this devotee to steal, now we will all start stealing, fruits from others' gardens because Jagannath did it, no problem. Krishna stole butter, so we will start stealing butter from, stores and pickpocket. No, we cannot do that, right? So those are exceptional pastimes. So general rule is whatever is given in Shastra, you follow what Krishna is asking us to do, then we are pleasing Krishna. And of course, that is Sarva Dharman Parityaja, means whatever, you give up all dharmas and just surrender to what I am saying. But yeah, anyway, you get the point. So this young Brahmana, the point is why this young Brahmana is serving. He's serving to please Krishna. His only motive was to please Krishna. I'm not serving you because I want something. And if Krishna is pleased, then all perfection is achieved. That's all we want. The opulence of one's bhakti will increase. বড় বিপ্র কহে তুমি না করো সংশয় তোমাকে কন্যা দিব আমি করিল নিশ্চয়. You don't doubt, the older senior Brahmana is saying to the younger one. You don't doubt me. I will certainly give my daughter to you only. I have decided this. The older Brahmana replied, my dear boy, do not doubt me. I will give you my daughter in charity. I have already decided this. Right? Because the young Brahmana said, no, 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 how can this happen? You are so wealthy and learned. This cannot happen. And you don't feel obliged that you have to give me something. I did it simply to please Krishna. So basically, I got what I wanted from this. That nothing else is required. You are not, obliged. I did it simply to please Krishna and Krishna's please. That's it. You don't have to give me anything. Don't feel obliged that way. So what did the Bada Brahmana say? Oh, I have already decided. You don't doubt what I'm saying. I'm not just saying it in passing. Okay, I'll give you my daughter. Many times people do that, like in the Josh excitement of the moment, they just make some promises and then they just very conveniently forget about it, right? In front of people, they'll make some promises and then they look like, charitable people or whatever, and everyone is pleased and the other person is also pleased, and then they just conveniently forget about it. And if the other person takes it seriously and goes back, you said you'll give it to me the other day, to avoid it. Not like that. So this is not just, I'm not making a statement lightly. You don't doubt me, I'm serious. I have decided that I'm going to give my daughter to you, the senior Brahmana is saying. So then বড় বিপ্র কহে তুমি না করো সংশয় তোমাকে কন্যা দিব আমি করিলা নিশ্চয়. Then छोटा विप्र बोले तोमार स्त्री पुत्र सभा बहु ज्ञाति गोष्ठी तोमार बहुता बांधवा. How can you decide on your own? Okay, you said you have decided to give your daughter, but your daughter is not just your property. You have your wife, you have your son, and you have a lot of relatives, right? To decide a person's marriage, you have to consult with everyone. Goshti, right? Come together and like Ishtagoshti you have, right? So come together, discuss with them, with all your family members, and then you'll have to decide. How you can decide alone that I will give my daughter to you? छोटा विप्र बोले तोमार स्त्री पुत्र सभा बहु ज्ञाति गोष्ठी तोमार बहुत बांधवा. You have a big family, right? So how can you alone decide? The young Brahmana replied, you have a wife and sons, and you have a large circle, a large circle of relatives and friends. तासभार सम्मति विना नहे कन्यादान रुक्मिणी पिता भीष्म का ताहते प्रमाण. Without the consent of all family members, you cannot decide. How intelligent this young Brahmana is. Exact example is giving. You remember Rukmini Devi? Her father Bhishmaka, so Rukmini herself wanted to marry Krishna because she heard about Krishna's glories just from all the sages that would visit her father's palace. They would be glorifying Krishna. Simply hearing about Krishna, she fell in love with Krishna. She wanted to marry Krishna. And Bhishmaka also saw that, and he was completely um, he was for it also, right? He also wanted that Rukmini should marry Krishna. And not just Bhishmaka, all other family members. Everybody was favorable to this proposal of Rukmini getting married to Krishna. But her oldest brother, Rukmi, right? He wanted Rukmini to marry Shishupal. So in a family, just by father's decision, wedding doesn't take place. Everyone has to come together and everyone has to agree. And even if one person who is in a powerful position opposes, then that marriage may not take place. And that's exactly what, at least initially, that's exactly how it was decided, that Rukmini is going to marry Shishupal. There's no more questions. I have decided, and that's what is going to happen. It was decided that she was getting married to Shishupal. All arrangements were made, all kings came, everything, invitations sent out. So that's why this young Brahmana is saying that when you have a large circle of family and friends, you cannot decide individually and independently how, where the girl will be married. You will have to discuss with all the family members. Unless you discuss, you cannot decide. The proof of this is Rukmini's marriage, he's saying. Tasabara sammati vina nahe kanyadan. Without their consent, there cannot be kanyadan. Rukminira pita Bhishmaka tahate praman. The father of Rukmini, Bhishmaka, is the proof of this. Without the consent of all your friends and relatives, it is not possible to give me your daughter in charity. Just consider the story of Queen Rukmini and her father Bhishmaka. Bhishmakera, acha, story is also there. Bhishmakera ichha Krishne kanya samarpite putrera virodhe kanya narilo arpite. Bhishmakera ichha Krishne kanya samarpite. The desire of Bhishmaka was to give his daughter to Krishna. Putrera virodhe kanya narilo arpite. But he was not able to offer his daughter to Krishna because of the opposition by his son. King Bhishmaka wanted to give his daughter Rukmini in charity to Krishna, but Rukmi, his eldest son, objected. Therefore, he could not carry out his decision. Purport. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto 52nd Chapter Text 25, Bandhunam ichchatam datum Krishnaya bhaginim nripa tato nivarya Krishna dvid Rukmi chaidyam amanyata. King Bhishmaka of Vidarbha wanted to offer Krishna his daughter, Rukmini. But Rukmi, the eldest of his 5 sons, objected. Therefore, Bhishmaka withdrew his decision and decided to offer Rukmini to the king of Chedi, Shishupal, who was a cousin of Krishna's. However, Rukmini conceived of a trick. She sent a letter to Krishna asking him to kidnap her. Thus, in order to please Rukmini, who was his great devotee, Krishna kidnapped her. There ensued a great fight between Krishna and the opposing party, headed by Rukmini's brother Rukmi. Rukmi was defeated and because of his harsh words against Krishna was about to be killed, but he was saved at the request of Rukmini. However, Krishna shaved off all of Rukmi's hair with his sword. Sri Balaram did not like this, and so to please Rukmini, Balaram rebuked Krishna. So that is the pastime from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. So this Brahmana is comparing the older Brahmana's situation with Bhishmaka's situation. That Bhishmaka wanted to give Rukmini in marriage to Krishna, but because his son opposed, he could not give. You also have your sons, so you want to give your daughter to me, but without your son's consent, you won't be able to do that. बड़ो विप्र को है कन्या मोर निज धन दीते निषे दिबे कौन जन. So he's saying, my daughter is my property. Who can stop me from giving charity of my own property? My property, I'll give wherever I like. Who can stop me? Right? He will find out when he'll go home about this. But yeah, he's
Arunita is
saying,
saying how offensive.
no, it's not. You know, when your parents, your father and mother, they were staying up all night cleaning your diapers and feeding you. At that time, you didn't say anything. They took care of you so nicely. When you grow up, and if they say, this is my daughter, I will marry her wherever I like, then actually Vedic system is the daughter should oblige. Understanding that the father has right on me, my parents have right on me, so she must oblige. Yeah. So, but our education is different nowadays. So we are educated in a, to go against the Vedic system. Besides, the father only considers the daughters what is best for the daughter. You see here also this father, this old Brahmana, why he wants to give his daughter to this. He's such a gem of a person, this young Brahmana. The others don't know about it. The daughter also doesn't know. She may not know, but the father has seen what kind of a person he is, right? And if my daughter married him, she will be very happy, like that. It's not just he's sacrificing his daughter because he had some agreement with someone, so now you go, whatever happens to your life, I don't care. It's not like that, right? He's actually, it's a win-win in both ways, right? He will, or his obligation for his uh, to this Brahmana will also be fulfilled, and also his daughter will get a great devotee as her husband. So like that. But the daughter should have that faith in the father's will. Daughters usually in the Vedic society, they just accept. It's the other family members. If they don't, because what is the consideration? This is not about family members. It's basically there's only two. There's devotees and non-devotees. That's when the clashes come. Of course, sometimes even amongst devotees there can be clashes, but in general, devotees and non-devotees. Because the goal of devotees is devotional service. Whatever is favorable for advancement in devotional service, that's what they will do. And non-devotees, they have so many other agenda, right? By this marriage, is our wealth going to increase, and this status, and so many things will be considered like that. Anyway, but yeah, it's not offensive from the father's point of view. The elderly Brahmana said, my daughter is my own property. If I choose to give my property to someone, who has the power to stop me? Maybe she's thinking that the old Brahmana is saying property, is calling a person a
Yes.
property.
Yes.
Actually, you know what, my dear Arunita, it's actually a sign of love. When someone claims to be their property, you see in Krishna's pastimes also, Krishna says, I'm the property of my devotee. It just shows how much love that person has. He considers this is mine, so it's actually a sign of love.
Yeah, I was joking.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue. The elderly Brahmana said, my daughter is my property. If I choose to give my property to someone, who has the power to stop me? Hmm. Maybe we should stop here, although I don't want to stop, but it's time. Okay, one more. তোমাকে কন্যা দিব সবাকে করি তিরস্কার সংশয় না করো তুমি করহ স্বীকার তোমাকে কন্যা দিব সবাকে করি তিরস্কার even if everyone else opposes it and does not agree with me, in spite of that, I'm going to give my daughter only to you. Samshaya na karo tumi. Don't doubt me. Karo ho svikar. Just accept this proposal. I'm offering my daughter. You say, yes, I accept. Like that. You accept it. Don't doubt what I'm saying, that maybe the family members would. Even if they don't agree, I don't care. She's my property. I'm giving it to you, and have decided. Right? I will, even if I have to go against all my family members, I will go against them. But I will give my daughter to you only. You accept this. My dear boy, I will give my daughter to you in charity, and I will neglect the position of all others. Don't doubt me in this regard. Just accept my proposal. So I will have to stop here, even if I don't like. Half an hour is not enough for Chaitanya Charitamrita.
I know. I was thinking, Mataji, that especially some of the shlokas, the explanation can be so elaborate, and we are also doing it, which is so nice, nectar. It's like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati on one sloka he did 3 months. Remember
First one,
the first?
111, Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes.
So I was thinking it's happening like that.
It's nice. We'll just take the juice and we'll just keep going slowly,
Yeah,
slowly.
it can expand in so many ways. No, it's so beautiful. Anyway, thank you so much,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.